Kuwait's journey from a small trading outpost on the Gulf to a progressive, dynamic, modern state hasn't always been easy, but then growing up never is. Now, as this young state begins to mature, it's time to ask, what will life look like for the Kuwaiti children of today? Who will be the people and organizations that inspire them, help them fulfill their potential, and shape the values and environment of the country they will call home? Come with us as we explore Kuwait through youthful eyes, to reveal why the next chapter in this extraordinary story might just be the most ambitious and remarkable of them all. As home to 6% of the world's proven crude oil reserves, the hydrocarbon industry has naturally been a driving force in the story of Kuwait to present day. But a major challenge facing any nation blessed with such an abundance of natural resources is to ensure a diverse economy, protecting future generations against market shocks and geopolitical changes.
Most economies that are functioning well are based primarily upon returns from small and medium-sized enterprises.
To facilitate SMEs, the government recently announced the latest phase of the Kuwait Development Plan, an ambitious long-term strategic vision, including a $116 billion investment package.
More than 96% of our budget depends on oil. We have a development plan which is going to have a very strong impact on our economy and our development.
Well, the current environment in Kuwait, focusing on investment in youth and developing the leadership skills for the next generation to lead them to innovation, in my perspective, is a major component to reach a successful diversification for the economy.
Encouraging private sector investments also plays a major role, and local-centric investment funds, such as those managed by Al-Riyadh Finance and Investment, are contributing to this growth. Launched in 2008 in the midst of the global financial crisis, Al-Riyadh has bucked the trend by focusing solely on real estate projects serving local market needs, with a solid commitment of adding value to the communities in which they invest. For a window into Kuwait's future, look no further than an extraordinary feat of engineering that lies on its shores, a network of lagoons and waterways that will bring the life of the sea into the heart of the desert. This is the design for the creation of Sabah Al-Ahmad Sea City, a city built in harmony with nature. It was the dream of one extraordinary man, Khaled Yusuf Al-Marzouk.
His dream was to build cities, sea cities, in Kuwait. And if it wasn't for the real force behind our project, the Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmad, and the vision of my father Khaled Marzouk, we would not have this project today.
Named after His Highness the Emir with his blessing, Sabah Al-Ahmad Sea City is breathtaking in its scale and ambition. Khaled Yusuf Al-Marzouk's son, Fawaz Khaled Al-Marzouk, has taken up the mantle to realize his father's dream. What was previously poor marshland covering an area the size of Manhattan has been transformed into prime land. The city's lagoons will stretch over 9 kilometers inland, creating over 200 kilometers of premier shoreline, world-class beaches, and luxury waterfront properties. And for Kuwait's fleet of privately owned yachts, world-class marinas will be built, capable of mooring hundreds of boats, from small runabouts to 45-meter ocean-going luxury yachts. Sabah Al-Ahmad Sea City is one of a kind, designed from the beginning to exist in harmony with nature and the environment.
Well, unlike many other projects in this region, we've brought water into a land that was environmentally impoverished, and created a whole new ecosystem.
This vision has led to a mix of experts not usually seen in major construction projects.
Uniquely on this project, we've not used the scientific community to validate what we've done. We've introduced them into the project from day one so that we can guarantee its eventual success. The results that we've achieved to date have been unprecedented.
The lagoons are naturally flushed by the Gulf tides, which have become a natural home for marine life. What was previously an environmentally impoverished land is now teeming with life, and over 1,000 species of fish and marine life now thrive in Sabah Al-Ahmad Sea City's waterways. On its banks, mangrove trees and a wide variety of salt and drought-tolerant plants are carefully being nurtured. Creating Sabah Al-Ahmad Sea City is nothing less than regreening the desert. And on the water, the possibilities are almost limitless. Sabah Al-Ahmad Sea City is a testament to Khalid Yusuf Al-Marzouk's pioneering vision and his son Fawaz Khalid Al-Marzouk and the combined skills of his engineers and scientists. Created out of Kuwait's love of the sea, Sabah Al-Ahmad Sea City is a lasting legacy for Kuwait's future generations and a vision that will make it one of the most desirable locations in the world. Benefiting from the country's mega projects and enhanced business environment is the development of a resilient banking sector, which by 2014 had accumulated $190 billion in assets from just the 11 local banks alone. At the heart of this drive is Kuwait International Bank, an innovative and customer-focused institution that has been motivating international trade and investment into Kuwait for more than 40 years. With Kuwait hosting over 6% of the global Islamic banking assets, it is now the 5th largest Sharia-compliant banking sector in the world, which puts Kuwait International Bank in a great position for expansion, winning the award for Best Islamic Bank in Kuwait in 2014.
KIB today is bigger than before. Number of staffing, the deals, the financial, the results, profitability, it's all on the growing trend. We have benchmarked our success to the bank involvement in Kuwait, economy development initiatives, investing heavily in becoming the preferred partner.
As investments pour in, a wide variety of companies are stepping up with projects to transform the local quality of life.
Riyadh are proud to contribute to reshaping the landscape for the commercial real estate in southern Kuwait by financing a project to introducing a new dining and shopping concept through a modern state-of-the-art lifestyle.
Perhaps the most striking example of this success is their latest project, an icon of the Kuwaiti skyline, the spectacular Gate Mall. With 35,000 square meters of prime retail space, combining leisure and shopping with fully integrated services. With 52% of Kuwait's population being under the age of 21 and 59% under 25, unlocking their potential means embracing the digital future.
You see, Kuwait per capita has the largest number of graduates in Bachelor of Science and PhDs and Masters, which puts Kuwait in a prime position to diversify economy, specifically in the technology sector. From an InTech perspective, we are here to support this nation. We are here to support the government in addressing some of the major challenges and trying to diversify the economy into a technology-based economy.
Kuwaiti young men and women are positioned today in a fantastic place to be able to provide the necessary artistic elements, the necessary digital programming to be able to meet that gap in the market.
His Highness the Emir mentioned the importance of youth in many speeches, but in 2012 he ordered the Emiri Diwan to launch the Youth Initiative.
The ministry essentially has been built according to the needs of the youth demographic. So when we say we want to build a ministry of youth, we went down to the grassroots level, to the youth communities, and we asked them, what do you want?
If you were to have spoken to someone of my age 65 years ago, they would have said the next generation can't outdo us. The next generation did outdo them and did it royally and on a world stage, and I don't know, maybe the generation after us has to shoot for the stars.
With the support of industry and government through the Youth Initiative, the next generation of Kuwaitis are perfectly placed to take up this mantle, and in doing so, put their own mark on the future of their nation. It's no coincidence that in the 5 years to 2012, of the 125 new enterprises funded by the predecessor of the government's Small Project Development Company, over 50% were owned and run by women. Kuwait ranked first in 2014 among Arab countries in the Global Gender Gap Report, and Kuwaiti women are at the forefront of Kuwait's business and social landscape.
We see Kuwaiti women appearing on cover of magazines and talking about their experience, sharing their stories, and they have all the support from their family and their husbands. So this is different than the rest of the region.
Among these high-profile Kuwait businesswomen is engineer Ghosn Al-Khalid, highly ranked on the Forbes list of most powerful Arab women.
Kuwait has been a pioneer in having women as in positions since the constitution was established in the 60s. I started from the construction with the engineers and the laborers. I loved exploring. I loved reading what I wasn't sure about, because I want to go the next day having that confidence to talk to the employees. And actually that's how I earned their respect.
With Kuwait's levels of gender equality unique in the region, stories like these also help to inspire the next generation of Kuwaiti businesswomen. Looking to the future doesn't mean forgetting our past, and successful entrepreneur Saud Al-Mutairi, a man responsible for changing the face of Kuwait's skyline, knows just that.
My father, he encouraged me. I talked with him that I have a dream. He said, okay, how many fingers you have in your hand? I said, 5. He said, okay, give me 5, you can do it. I start my business. I work hard around 16 or 17 hours a day. Sometime in weekend I work. Nothing become easy. You should work hard to get what you dream about. We help the country by making houses for the people. It's a duty, our duty to work here in Kuwait and to invest in Kuwait. If we take our money outside, I think it's not right. When you see the newspaper, for example in United States or England, you see some people start from zero and he become at the top. They said, okay, good. But in Kuwait, some people don't believe. When I go visit, to the university, they talk with me. Is it real that anyone can do it? I said, yes. Work hard and believe in God and believe in yourself. And study from the people who reach the top.
As the sun rises on the next generation of Kuwaiti leaders and entrepreneurs, they will no doubt have their own challenges to face. But what we see when we look at Kuwait through our eyes is a country embracing the future with open arms, committed to providing a secure and stimulating platform for today's children to flourish, to write their own legends. And as the years pass, the book of these legends will grow, and it will be called Kuwait.